Hello. If you don't mind starting, can you please introduce yourself and say a little bit about your business and just yourself?
Hello, my name is Donna Hummer. I am the owner of ConceptuaLine. We are a graphic design and website design studio. Um, we have been in business for 30 plus years. Um, Actually started doing graphic design before the computer was even existed. So definitely was trained traditionally in the graphic design I can't, sorry. uh, yeah, she had to do that. Um, Graphic design uh, business, doing cutting and pasting and, copying and pasting and no, cutting and pasting with the X-Acto knife and all that sort of thing. So come a long
Mhm.
way, to actually going into website design. So I love what I do. I absolutely love
Yeah,
what I do.
that's awesome. Thank you so much. That sounds really cool to see how much it's changed until now. But
Oh, you don't even know.
I know I can't even imagine. Honestly, it's so different. But yeah, so my first question for you is what qualities have you developed to become the manager you are today?
Well, having to deal with other personalities, obviously, and having to be um, disciplinarian is not exactly the right word, but
Mhm.
it kind of is. Trying to make sure that people stay on, and different people that have worked for me, different personalities. Some, they do their work, and some lollygag on the computer, or you can tell they're doing email, which is not
Mhm.
business email, or texting and that sort of thing. So um, that's kind of a tough skill that I have had to develop, um, because I'd rather just sit and do my work, everybody do their work, and I'd be perfectly happy. But to have to be in any way tell somebody, hey, or to tell somebody, you have to rework this, it doesn't look good enough. That's
Mhm.
that's kind of a tough thing too. But you got to do what you got to do to
Yeah.
get your work done and to get it out to the client, right?
Yeah, definitely. That kind of leads well into my next question I have for you, which is, are there any characteristics that are particularly annoying or challenging for you in an employee?
Complaining, um, kind of a more than complaining, excuse making.
Mhm.
Um, like why they were late. I had one employee, and I look back on it, and it was I maybe could have been more sensitive at the time, but she worked out in Los Angeles, and she would come to work every day late, and she would say there was shooting last night in my neighborhood, and I couldn't sleep, but there was just every day there was a different excuse that would come in for
Mhm.
being late or why she was tired. So complaining is just, because I'm not a complainer, and I just will get, if I got to do it, I got to get it done. And in
Mhm.
particular, if I've got my client, I've got a deadline, it's got to be done. So that's
Yeah.
probably that would be.
Okay. So the next question I have for you is, what do you believe are characteristics of a good manager?
Well, obviously, people skills.
Mhm.
And I guess I have to look at where I think that I am. It's not my strongest point, which is what I already mentioned. That's being a boss. You have to inspire your employees to want to do their work. And but at the same time, if they're not exactly up to par on a particular project, or whatever it might be, the idea of disciplining, and again, that's not quite the right word, is
Mhm.
just that's something that's very difficult for me, and but I think it's very important to have in a manager.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And so the last question I have is, what advice do you have for people interested in going into management?
I guess getting to know your own strengths. um, I think that you have to really like people, And you've got to, once again, you've got to be inspirational, especially like in this time, at this particular time, where, people are working remotely or they're coming in for just partial days. You've got to keep people's spirits up, but they've got to get their work done. So you've got to be a people person. That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. That is all the questions I have for you. I just wanted to thank you so much for, being here and letting me interview you and everything, but that is all. So, yeah.
Well, you're welcome. And I'm honored. I appreciate the opportunity to get to speak to you. So best of luck in everything that you do.